And I would say, gee, can we change this note here? Can we make an adjustment here? Can we change the key? And Stephen was right there ready to do it. But Stephen had very little knowledge of voice at that time, and he did not know. What he did know was what the character should sound like. And in his mind, that character would take the image of notes, and he would write that on the page. He was very adaptable when somebody couldn't do something, but he did not know how to correct it or how to solve those problems. So that was fun for me to deal with that. We had a star, Phil Silvers, who he wrote for him for, and Phil had turned down the show because he didn't like it. And Phil was just marvelous to work with and so creative. And it was fun to watch Stephen Sondheim laugh at how Phil could take this music and make it his own, which he did very easily. And that came to New York and ran for quite a while. I left it to go with the Applause tour because I had been scheduled to do that, and they had let me go to do the beginning of Forum. And when I finished the Applause tour, I went right into production of Irene with Debbie Reynolds, directed by John Gielgud, which was a vast mistake and soon rectified when they got rid of Mr. Gielgud and brought in Gower Champion, who made us a hit. And we stayed for 2.5 years at the Minskoff Theater. We could have lasted longer, but Debbie left the company and Jane Powell took over, and we did not do the business with Jane that we did with Debbie Reynolds. Then we did a road company of that for a while, and then I got involved with Tommy Tune and did production of My One and Only with him in Boston and brought it to New York with Mike Nichols directing, and left that to do Tommy Tune's Nightclub Act. And from that I went into Grand Hotel, which was written by Wright and Forrest, who wrote Kismet and Song of Norway. And the reason that that happened was that I was reading a script of Grand Hotel, which Bob and Chet had given me, and Tommy was sitting next to me in first class on the airplane going to a date in San Francisco. And he said, "What are you reading?" And I said, "Grand Hotel." He said, "Can I read it?" And I said, "Well, I got about a couple more pages, you can read it." So he read it on the plane and drew a sketch of the set and handed it to me, which I still have. And it's the set that we used, even though Tony Walton took that sketch and elaborated on it immensely. And after Grand Hotel, I went into the ill-fated Nick and Nora, which was written by Charles Strauss, who also wrote Applause. And during Nick and Nora is when I started working at NYU. I started out teaching a course in music history of theater, and then started coaching privately there, and then started having my own classes.